Well, good morning, everyone. I can still say good morning because we are an hour before noon. I want to thank everybody for being with us today. I'm extremely excited to hear the content today from Andrew from Finden Marketing. I think it's going to be a wonderful presentation, and Andrew is certainly a mover and a shaker in the community, so it's going to be wonderful. Before that, though, we have the pleasure of hearing from Rick Revoir, who is the Dean of Strategic Development at the College of St. Scholastica. Rick holds an MBA, a CPA license, and a Doctor of Education. Additionally, I think Rick has served on just about every board in town, and currently is a commissioner for the Duluth Seaway Port Authority, which is a really big position. Our port is $1 billion port, and so it's very important that we have capable commissioners, and Rick is certainly that. Um, Rick, thank you for the sponsorship and support of the College of St. Scholastica. I will turn it over to you for some remarks on behalf of the institution.
Matt, thanks for that kind introduction. Thanks to you and your team at the Chamber for offering this series, and the Stender School is honored to sponsor it. Just a quick update on the College of St. Scholastica. We opened our brand new $17 million student center, and Matt was a big part of our ribbon cutting last month. We're excited to offer this new space for our students, and you're all welcome to come visit sometime. We're enrolling students for January starts in our online programs, including the Master's in Applied Data Analytics, the MBA in Leadership and Change, and our Master's in Social Work program. We also have a variety of face-to-face and online undergraduate degrees in business and also in psychology and social work. If you have any questions on these programs, please let me know. Finally, thanks to Andrew for presenting today.
Thanks so much, Rick. My wife is a proud graduate of the Master of Social Work program and really enjoyed her experience. I can't say enough about the College of St. Scholastica. You all are on the front end of innovation and change in higher education with non-traditional and adult learning, online learning. Your graduate school has incredible programs, and it's a testament to the institution also that you're still seeking to improve and innovate. And right now, I know you're going through some strategic planning, and I see Dr. Goodson on with us today. So thank you for continuing to show up for our community and for being a leader in higher education, which then pumps out workforce. So thank you for that. I have the distinct pleasure of introducing our keynote speaker today, Andrew, who I consider a friend and a role model and a mentor. He really is a powerhouse. He's a Duluth entrepreneur if you don't know him. He holds a Bachelor of Business Administration and Organizational Management and Entrepreneurship from the University of Minnesota Duluth. He's been focused on operations and business strategy and has successfully propelled the growth of over 30 businesses through creative marketing and overhauling operations. If you haven't had a chance, Finden Marketing has the coolest office location in kind of the eastern part of the Lincoln Park Craft District, right next to the Duluth Pack store. And so be sure to reach out to Andrew if you'd like a tour of the space. It's historic and it's really, really cool. His entrepreneurial journey includes Ola Coral, which was acquired in 2020, and the establishment of Finden Marketing, a thriving Duluth-based full-stack marketing agency, which is officed in that unique location that I mentioned. Beyond his business pursuits, Andrew actively engages in community services. He too serves on just a number of community boards, offering insights to organizations such as Fuse Duluth. Thank you, Andrew, for helping with the chamber. Glenn Sheen, the Duluth YMCA, and the St. Luke's Foundation. In 2023, he earned the Duluth Emerging Leader Award from our Chamber of Commerce, a testament to his impactful leadership. I also want to mention his expansion of entrepreneurial endeavors by acquiring Chili Billy's, which was, when that was announced, I know that my kids were extremely excited that Chili Billy's wasn't going away. And I know a lot of other people felt the same way. I saw the outpouring of support on social media. And just kudos to you for opening up your third location in the area just recently across the bridge in Superior. So this is intended to be a conversational session. So you can raise your hand if you have a question or put it in the chat. And I've got Aubrey here to help me monitor that. And so we'll make sure that we get those questions to Andrew as we go. In addition, at the end, there'll be time for questions. So I will be quiet and turn it over to Andrew, who you're all here to hear from. So Andrew, thank you for joining us today to share all of the ways that we can show authenticity in our marketing.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to chat. We'll break down a bunch of stuff, but thank you for that great intro. It kind of beats me to the punch. I have a "Who am I" slide, and you hit everything. Like we were saying, I'm the co-founder of Finden Marketing. I oversee kind of our operations strategy and social media for all of our clients. I also in November bought Chili Billy's, took it out from it about to end, and now we just opened our third location on Saturday. In my free time, I'm an avid golfer, hiker, and traveler. And then I'm a competitive inline skater. So I travel around the world doing inline marathons, which are like normal marathons, but on rollerblade skates. I got started out of doing the one in Duluth, and then have been growing from there. And then I'm a fan of all things food. So I enjoy traveling around, trying new things, and enjoying some great cuisine. What does Finden do? We're a full stack marketing agency based out of Duluth. We focus on small businesses to mid-sized businesses and do branding, content creation, graphic design, online advertising, the whole thing. Our focus is an omnichannel approach, basically coming in and operating as business's marketing department. What does it mean, and kind of what we're going to be covering today? So we're going to talk about what does it mean to be an authentic marketer? How does it mean to be authentic in marketing? Why does it matter to be authentic? 6 actionable items you can do to improve your authenticity, and then a showcase of what authenticity does, and then a Q&A at the end if you have any questions. But if you do have questions, feel free to raise your hand. We can take a pause and go through them. Otherwise, there will be time at the end. But getting into it, what is authenticity? I found a great quote of just a full blurb of what authenticity is. But it's authenticity in marketing is about being genuine, transparent, and true to your brand's core values. It's not just about selling products or services, but building trust and connections with your audience by presenting real, relatable messages. Authentic marketing resonates with customers because it avoids overly polished, exaggerated, or misleading tactics, instead focusing on honest storytelling and clear communication. Brands that embrace authenticity show their unique personality, listen to their customers, and focus on long-term relationships, which in turn leads to loyalty and credibility. So to summarize that, authenticity is marketing you, showcasing you, and telling your story. And this is the showcasing you as a business. So it's not you as an owner or you as a marketing leader, it's you as your organization. And with that, there are a few easy ways to be authentic in marketing. The first is cutting the selling. So many businesses think that social media needs to be, or really anything needs to be about just selling a product, selling a service. And we found as millennials and Gen Z and younger generations, they're not on social media to be sold. They're on social media to gain value, to learn, and to get a deeper understanding about the businesses. So taking away that focus on selling and focusing more on telling a story, we'll see more success. The second item is dropping the stock. You'll find that a bunch of people post stock videos, stock photos, things along those lines, and it just doesn't relay to anyone because it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like that business. And then lastly, start telling your story. So rather than just saying, this is why you should buy your product or buy my product, focus on, this is why I created this product. This is who it serves. This is why it is. This is why it is important to this demographic. And showcasing stories of this product did this and it led to this. And that's where we'll see that deeper, authentic feel. A lot of people ask like, hey, yeah, I don't get anything out of social media. It isn't important to me. And most of the time it's because they don't create authentic content. And when we bring up, we want to create authentic content, they ask, why does it matter? And I found 4 quick stats that really showcase why it makes sense and why it can improve a business to become deeper on that authenticity. So the first is up to 94% of consumers are likely to be loyal to brands that offer transparency. Companies and consumers don't want to work with companies that have that shade of, hey, I don't know if this is being true or if it's not true, or they want looking for, hey, I can find everything on their website. I can find everything on their social media in an open book. 90% of millennials say authenticity is important when deciding which brands they support. 57% of consumers think that less than half of brands create content that resonates as authentic. So if you do come in and you say, hey, this is our authenticity, you're beating out 57% of the brands out there. And then 86% of consumers said authenticity influences which brands they like and support. So being authentic can help you get new customers, which offers a whole new margin that otherwise wouldn't be there. So breaking into actionable items that you can do to improve your business's authenticity. The first item is find your brand voice and brand mission. So this is really the foundation. And when you're creating your business, a good designer will provide this information for you. It's, what is your brand voice? How are you talking? Are you relaxed? Are you professional? Do you use proper punctuation? What language do you use? Are you using slang? Are you not using slang? Can you use emojis? And what kind of punctuation can you use? Periods, exclamation points. This really helps you set apart on how you communicate as a whole and should be a status across all platforms. May that be your marketing materials, your social media, your website, anything should really fit the same brand voice. And it kind of goes back to who you are. If you're a bubbly person that loves talking and fits a consumer market that also is a bubbly person, then we can go more of a friendly tone. We can go more slang. But if you're a lawyer that's working with real estate law firms and like you got to stay straight, all of your brand should fit that. So creating a brand voice that hits that market and understands where you're going will create that foundation of authenticity. And then the second part of it is, what is your brand mission? And that really goes to, why do you get up every day? What does your brand focus on to achieve? What is the long-term goal? So really, why should someone follow you? What does your content do? And if you were in their shoes, why would you follow yourself? Why do you get up every morning? What is that purpose? What is that drive? What is the content and the goal of the content that you're trying to showcase? So for Finden, we try to provide a lot of information. We want to say, hey, this is a solution. This is what you should know. For other clients like the North Shore Inline Marathon, where it's an event that we're trying to get people to sign up for, our main focus is authenticity in others. So showcasing pictures of people having an amazing time, showcasing pictures of all shapes, sizes, skill levels, and hitting the consumer bracket of, hey, anybody can do this, including you. So once you figure out your brand voice and your brand mission, Then you bring that together and create your overall brand content. So for Finden, we're a more relaxed company. We can kind of use slang, we can use emojis. Our language is more Minnesota nice, and we love using punctuation. Our goal is exclamation points all the time. Why should someone follow us? Our main focus is providing value and showcasing our work. So we want, if somebody's interested in our marketing, that they can go to our website and go to our social media and get a full overview of what we've done, who we've done it for, and why we do what we do. Why we get up every morning is to provide great marketing for a cost that a lot of businesses can afford. And being that low cost leader, aiming towards good quality marketing that doesn't have to break the bank. And our goal of our content is really to showcase what we've done. So we focus on analytics and cool imagery that we've created to showcase a virtual portfolio that any business can go in and see, hey, yeah, this is a good fit, or maybe this isn't a good fit because we're looking for X, Y, and Z. The second item that you should focus on in authenticity is to become more relevant in your community. So the first item is to create engaging blogs that fit the community. And when I say community, it's more of just Duluth. It is the marketing community, the inline skating community, the running community, whatever your business is trying to hit, that is your community. It can include local, so it can include Duluth, Cloquet, wherever you're located, but it doesn't have to. It can be an overarching health community, or for us, again, marketing community. That opens up that. And we want to create engaging blogs that fit the community, showcasing that, hey, we know what we're talking about. Hey, we're relevant. And it on an SEO side, or search engine optimization, it's great to get added information. The second is sponsor local events and get backlinks on their website. So again, we want to sponsor those local events like the Women in Leadership, if you're looking at growing your female demographic, or the wedding show, if you're trying to attract brides and grooms. So finding relevant events to sponsor is a great way to get deeper into your community and showcase you exist. If you don't have any local events, you can always go bigger. You can find those relevant industry events. But local is the easiest way because you can attract people that are already the low-hanging fruit. So you don't have to convince somebody in Chicago to buy a Duluth product. You can convince somebody in Duluth that saying, hey, I have a Duluth product. It fits your needs. You should buy it instead of the random one on Amazon or service. And then if there isn't an event out there, I recommend hosting one. Super easy to open up and just say, hey, we're hosting a karaoke night. Come on down. Anybody that's interested in karaoke, or for like Chili Billy's, we decided to host a trivia night where we do just trivia. People can come in, have frozen yogurt, and then play some trivia. For the North Shore, they do things called skate and sips, where you come together as a group and skate, and then go to a local brewery and drink after. So there is a wide range of different things that you can do. My recommendation is finding ones that are relevant and that have seen success in other places. You don't have to rebuild or recreate the wheel, but you can find wheels that work in other pockets. So find things that work in the Twin Cities, Chicago, Rochester, and try them out in Duluth. And then lastly, showcase the things that only your community knows. So people want to work with people that they trust, and industry experts are some of the most trusted people in the field. So if you have some hidden tricks, hidden ideas, hidden things that make your consumers' life easier, showcase those online. And it's easy through either a blog, doing a step-by-step tutorial, or a video. And it's a quick way to get that word out there. Item number 3 is showcase your customers and your own pain points. So things aren't always perfect. and everybody knows it, like things happen, problems happen. But it's okay to be real with that and showcase like, hey, these are the pain points that I have. This is what happens. Isn't it the worst when this happens? And showcasing that relevancy and that, hey, we understand that this isn't great. But then add that happy rainbow of, hey, we know that this ran out, for example, or we know that this has been a problem. So we've created this solution, and showcasing the problem, but also showcasing the solution. And then another is showcasing insight on why it happens. So, hey, this ran out because of X, Y, and Z, but we've done this to provide that solution. And really showcase that you are becoming the solution. So let's say, for example, Planet Fitness. Hey, my gym membership's super expensive. I don't go often. I want to feel motivated. So they created the solution of, hey, your pain point is that you don't go often. Here's a solution of cheap membership, great hours, and we host a party every once in a while to get you in and working out. So find ways that you can be solutions in your in your customers and your consumers' pain points. And it's a great way to showcase that authenticity on social media, blogs, press, things along those lines. And then lastly, tell your story. Why did you start your business? Why is your business around? What is the pain point behind you taking the big enough jump to find a solution for it? People showcase that, and it's shown to be very, very effective in the marketing world, because customers want to work with customers want to work with businesses that are more than just drop shippers, that have a story behind why they exist, that have a passion. And unfortunately, the creation of drop shipping, which is where businesses will create a website, sell product through it, and then a massive industry will just ship them out, has kind of ruined the thought of small businesses for a lot of consumers. So showcasing the face behind the business is a great way to kind of grow your brand. Number 4, become vulnerable in your marketing. A lot of businesses are afraid of vulnerability. They really want to just showcase the rainbows and, hey, we got another sale, or hey, we unveiled this new product, or hey, we did all of these amazing things. But in reality, vulnerability builds trust. It shows that you're a real person, you're a real brand. And it creates a deeper connection between a business and the loyal customer. And it creates those loyal customers where people start to have a run-in with you, and they want to be a supporter and a champion of your business. The more and more that you show both success, but also failure of, oh, wow, I didn't know that this didn't work. I'm going to go to this event next week. Or, oh, wow, I didn't know how hard it was to make your product. I'm going to support you and support the prices that you need to charge. So being vulnerable isn't a bad thing. Don't always be vulnerable, but it's okay to sprinkle in that. Hey, we had this weird loss. This thing happened. We're bummed out. Would love people's support, kind of thing. And in reality, it's okay to be vulnerable, but it's also no longer worth it just to post for post's sake. So if you're just out there like, hey, I'm just going to post a post, doesn't have a purpose, doesn't have a meaning, that kind of does the opposite and will deter people and deter your primary customers from building that brand around you. So how to do that, how to be vulnerable, post content that is natural. So don't edit. You don't really have to edit with the magic device in everybody's pockets that's equivalent to a professional camera. Just create content that showcases who you are, what your businesses stand for. And do that, focus on videos. Just take little vlogs, 30-second to a minute, talking about, hey, we just got this new product, or hey, this thing happened, or hey, check out this new item. People love seeing video. All of the social media platforms are promoting video right now. So you get a lot more bang for your buck than a static post. And just know, again, life doesn't always have to be sunshine and rainbows. Don't be afraid to showcase the, hey, this thing happened. Anybody have any solutions? Or this thing happened and now we're changing this because of it. And really don't be afraid to be you. So going back to item number 1, find that brand voice, find that brand mission, and make sure that it fits what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go. And then be yourself. That's one thing that really stands between corporate businesses and small businesses, is small businesses have that face that this is who we are, this is what we stand for. But it's very fluid. You can kind of do whatever you want. You can try things out, where corporate is stuck to, this is our brand standard. This is the words we can use. These are the words we can't. Because of that, it really opens up an opportunity for small to mid-sized businesses to expand and grow on those social platforms that corporate really can't. And you're seeing corporate really take away those because of how powerful it is. If you look at businesses like Duolingo, Slim Jim, Duluth Trading Company, these massive businesses are playing more of the fun and more of the fluid marketing because of how effective it is. So taking advantage of that as a small business and being able to showcase your who you are and your why will really help elevate your success. Another focus is, so many businesses, they get a follower and they try to get the next follower, or they get a customer and they try to get the next customer, which is all important and it's big, but also prioritize those long-term relationships. Focus on the people that are coming back day in and day out and supporting your business, and figure out what made them join, what makes them tick, and why they are advocates of your business, and replicate that. Showcase, hey, I know you joined because you love how our coffee mugs are made per order and fit this X, Y, and Z. Because of that, I'm going to start showcasing that. So work with your long-term customers and long-term partners to see why they went with you and why they continue to be with you, and use that as a selling point. And really focus on keeping them, because acquiring a new customer can cost as much as 5 times more than retaining an existing one. So keeping those long-term relationships solid and not just trying to grow is also super important. And then lastly, get your community involved. It's okay to ask questions online. It's okay to see, like, hey, what do you want? Because in reality, your customer is the one that's paying. So find what people want and figure out the popular ones, see if it makes sense, and then go from there. So for example, with Chili Billies, every month we do a social media post and focus that's pick your flavor. What flavor do you want on your on our options for frozen yogurt? And every month we either do an open-ended, or we do a pick 5, or we do some way that gets our community involved, so that we showcase that you actually make a difference. You have a reason to exist and interact with our social media, more than just saying, wow, that was cool. And because of that, we've also seen sales go up, because our consumers know that, hey, this special flavor of salted caramel is only going to be available this month. I have to get in there. I had the time to interact and say, this is what I want. And because of that, I'm going to support them. So opening up conversation of, hey, what do you want? Doing social media surveys, community events, listen to feedback. One other item that we did in a previous business was, we just had a comment box and a piece of paper and a thing. And it was like, how can we make our business better? And we opened up that and had so many great ideas that we never thought of. Obviously, there were a lot of bad ideas, and there are some that are great ideas but not feasible. But we implemented some really good ideas based on just a box that said, give us your thoughts. And so offering up surveys, polls, options to your customers is a great way to both get them to become more brand loyal, show that you have opportunity to involve them, and improve your business with new insights. So all in all, like, authenticity isn't cut and paste. What works for others may not work for you. So what you really just have to do is test. Try something, give it a week, give it 2 weeks. If it doesn't work, try something else. See what other people are doing in the industry, or see what people you admire are doing, and see if that will work for you. Being a copycat isn't the worst thing in the marketing world if you make it your own. So continuing to focus on the improvement of your own brand why, who, and what, that brand mission and brand voice, and seeing what works and doesn't work will be that kind of focus.
Andrew,
So,
we have a
yeah.
question in the chat. And I think it's oh, perfect. I thought you were going to get to that slide there. So Rachel's wondering, what are your thoughts on the new Nutter Butter advertising? It doesn't feel authentic, but it's getting a lot of attention.
Let me Google it really quick. I have not seen. Are we talking about?
Rachel, will you hop on and tell us about it?
Like some crazy. Yeah, that is. It's interesting. So you're seeing a lot of this type of marketing aimed at Gen Z consumers, and it's big businesses kind of trying to get a new hold on this consumer bracket by being quirky and weird. The kind of the original that made it popular was Slim Jim's marketing, and their focus was like, how can we be weird? How can we be quirky? How can we be relatable? With Nutter Butter, if we're talking like this stuff, which definitely is kind of creepy, it may work. It gets their brand out there. It makes them relevant again. The question is, for how long? A lot of this type of social media really focuses on the trend. So it's popping in, being popular for a month, and then hoping that it lasts. A lot of times it doesn't last. They'll blow up for a little bit, and then you'll just see it start to go back down because people get bored of it. Because, like you're saying, it's not authentic. It's weird. It's quirky. It gets people talking, but it doesn't make you want, or at least personally, it doesn't make me want to buy a Nutter Butter. It just makes me want to talk about a Nutter Butter. So, is it effective? Yes. Will it result in long-term results? I guess we'll have to find out, but I would probably think it wouldn't, because it's kind of killing its current audience of, I would say, the older generation, and trying to find a whole new audience. So yeah, I would say it's going to work for a little bit. They probably pumped $25 to $30 million into that campaign. So it'll probably make their money back, but on a long-term success, I don't know if I would see it.
And Naomi has just added that she doesn't get the Nutter Butter advertising. She's seen them on TikTok and just doesn't get it. Used to love Nutter Butters, but their ads don't make me want to purchase any. I I still love Nutter Butters. The ads I'm kind of ambivalent on, but I'm a sucker for things with peanut butter, so that's just me.
Definitely. Yeah, and you're seeing a lot of food because the CPG or consumer product good market is so saturated that you almost have to break out some way. So you're seeing, like, if you've seen the trolley ads online or on commercials, like their ads are weird as well because the goal is just to get you thinking about X product so that when you're at the store, you're like, and trying to choose between store brand and trolley, you say, oh, well, I saw that ad for trolley. They must be a pick, and you choose them instead. So it's really of that back of mind marketing of, oh, I've heard of this brand.
Okay, and we have a question from Ross as well. If you were to leave us with one thing to be authentic, what would that be? And then, so I'll start with that one, and then there's a follow-up. What is the difference between ad ideas from Duluth Trading and Duluth Best Bread? So 2
Yeah.
questions there. Thanks,
Yeah.
Ross.
So the first question is really just be you. Go back to that number one of find your mission, find your why, and then create content around that why. So for example, like Duluth Best Bread, it's in the name. They create really good bread. That's the why. Like, our goal is to create the best bread in Duluth, and in parentheses, Superior, and continue to grow that brand of, we focus on, this is how we create the best bread. This is why we create the best bread. This is what we use to create our best bread. This is us making our best bread, and really showcasing the process of, this is why it is the best bread. I think is a very important thing. And then just, again, showcasing the why do you get up every day? Why should I buy from you compared to the random amounts of bread that are hanging out at the grocery store? What makes it worth the extra trip, for the Duluth Best Bread analogy? Or why should I go to Duluth Trading to buy clothes when I can go to a bunch of other things or buy it online? So creating that reason of why, and the answer to why, is probably the biggest thing in authenticity. And then on the difference between Duluth Trading Company and Duluth Best Breads, Duluth Trading Company has done a really good job of creating. They basically created an art style that, if you see that style of art, you think of Duluth Trading Company. Again, they've spent probably $100 million to do that, and have, since their growth, have exemplified it massively. So it's a little bit of a different game between Duluth Trading and Duluth Best Breads, just because one is going for an international market, one is going for a local market. So knowing your consumer and knowing who you want to hit is also important. Where, for example, Chili Billy's, we market within 30 miles of Duluth, because we know that if people are going to Google dessert, they're going to find us. But our returning customers are the ones that really benefit from our, like, our returning customers are the ones that really pay our bills. Those one-offs are great, but we want to get those low-hanging fruits, because they're the ones that are constantly going to return and support our business.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, another question from Nick Leary. I am a marketing manager for a landscaping company. how would I show the pain points on our end without tainting our brand image? I feel that posting a job that has a bunch of issues and didn't turn out exceptional would hurt our image more than help. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. So I would say on that, it may make more sense to focus on the pain points of the customer. So do you have weeds growing through? Do you have friends that are making fun of your landscape? Like kind of finding those pain points of why do people work with you in the first place? And then the other thing is it could be the pain point of, for example, for us, if we take over another marketing agency's work and the marketing agency didn't do the right stuff, like that's a pain point where it's like, man, now we have to go back and fix all of this stuff. We don't name drop agencies, but I could see it being like yeah, they hired a different landscape company and this is how it came out. And then doing a transition of this is what it became and showcasing the competition compared to you would be my probably recommendation. So rather than a pain point on the customer focus or a pain point showcasing the customer project, it's a pain point showcasing the before and after, or a pain point showcasing this. Don't you hate it when you just finished pouring concrete and it starts to rain or something, and it showcases your guys doing the extra work to cover up the concrete, or showcasing. So it's again that little rainbow. So it's here's a pain point, this is why we're special, and take away that pain point kind of thing.
And you got a well said, Andrew, from Alec Bailu. Thanks for being on, Alec. And Nick says, "Gotcha, thank you." Andrew, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
And if I missed this part of the presentation, I apologize, but I don't think I heard anything about AI. And so I'm wondering how AI automation can be integrated into creating an authentic message. I worry that if you use it with incorrect prompts, you immediately get something pumped out that feels inauthentic. It feels very chat GPT. Is
Yeah.
there a way to use it to create, maybe even if it's helping to brainstorm an original thought or flesh out a message? Is there a way to use it in the creation of authentic marketing messages?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it really, like, we use it as a foundation. You can have it write a great blog. It's obviously going to add in those dumb words that feel super chat vibing. Furthermore, like testament, things along those lines you see in all of the AI writing. And so it's taking that and then adding that brand voice and brand mission and making it your piece. And adding again that why of why is it special? What can you add to this basic thing to make it added and add value? So like a lot of our content, we will start with the basis of a chat prompt where it's, hey, we're doing this. This is what we want to know. And then we add our knowledge, we add our voice, and we add our vibe afterwards. So it's taking that template and making it our own. And that's for social, that's for blogs, that's for websites. It's really for everything. Like it's a great foundation, but it definitely should be a little touched up so that it fits what your voice is and what your company stands for. Because unless you're really spending a lot of time giving it prompts, it isn't going to understand you the way that you understand you.
Well said.
Thank you.
I've got another one for you.
Yeah. I'll be right. My laptop's about to die. I'm gonna run and grab a charger real quick. I'll be
What? Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that.
He's back. No, no problem. That was very quick. You're efficient in getting your power source. Um, so kind of a two-part question. Um, Marketing trends that you see dominating the next 3 to 5 years, and I'm hearing authenticity being a piece of that. Um, but as kind of an additive, um, is consumer behavior changing? So how should marketers adapt? How should they reach them? Naomi had mentioned earlier TikTok, and I in a lot of the podcasts I listen to, younger generations are getting everything off of YouTube and TikTok. And so, what trends do you see dominating in the next couple of years? And tie that into consumer behavior and how you can bridge that potential dissonance to have the most impactful reach.
Yeah. So the biggest item, other than authenticity, is going to be video content. Every platform's pushing towards video. It's what people want to see. So that definitely is a main focus, and it's those 15 to 45-second videos. Again, authenticity. They really don't need those high polished, amazing, like hire a professional videographer to create them. If you don't know how to create them, it might make sense to do like a class or hire a videographer, but it's not neat. It's not like it used to be, where to make a 30-second commercial, you need to hire a full team. They obviously will do an amazing job, but the phone in your pocket will do it just as good. For what you need it for. If you're doing like a legit commercial or you're doing a Super Bowl commercial, yeah, like hire a team. But if you're just posting some reels and showcasing stuff, feel free, film it yourself, hire an intern. Like there's a lot. The beauty of Duluth is how many college kids we have that are all looking at creating content and know the ways of videography, just due to their upbringing. So that's a big item. On consumer trends, the hard thing is consumers in the last 5 years have been burned by drop shipping sites, by Alibaba type businesses, Temu, where online it showcases one thing and it shows up and it's completely different. And so that is a big reason on why the power of authenticity is important, because you can break through the clutter. There's as you scroll through Instagram, TikTok, things like that, you're going to get people trying to sell you on every 2 to 3 posts. And so finding ways that you can break through the clutter. There's a lot of successful brands that are doing the opposite of selling. They're just telling their life story, and people are buying their products because they resonate with that story. So it's kind of going back to the older days where you're seeing people go the extra step to buy from a local business again. It's not we want to go to Target to buy everything we need. It's, I know this company makes really good soaps. And so you're seeing success with that. It's just getting the word out there that you have really good soaps. So word of mouth is still that most powerful tool. Google is going to be your best friend if you're trying to stay local. So within the 30-mile, when people Google marketing agency in Duluth or frozen yogurt or marathon, things like that, you want to show up if that's relevant to you. And that's not really going to go anywhere. Not to get too deep in the woods, but like Google was saying that they were going to kill the cookie, and then they were saying they weren't going to kill the cookie, and now they're kind of like in a limbo. And so that is still very prominent, and I don't see it going anywhere. But like things like TikTok, they're good if you're focused on national, but like in reality, the things like for example, TikTok, if you have 1 million followers, how is that going to relate to people coming to get dessert in Duluth? And so finding ways that are actually relevant, like worth the effort of growing, you'll probably see a lot more benefit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So we have time for one more question, and I'm going to put somebody on the spot. So try a little something new today. Kelly Schamberger, who is an international artist, but is also a marketing person, and does marketing work for the Duluth Marshall School. Kelly, will you tell us how you do or how you try to incorporate authentic marketing into what you do at the Duluth Marshall School, and see if there's a question in there for Andrew or something for Andrew to respond to?
Thanks, Matt. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely putting me on the spot.
Well, and in fairness, you just got back from Africa, so
I just got back from Africa. My brain's not working. I think for Marshall, authenticity looks like sharing the stories of our kids and our teachers. We have an amazing social media manager who is out there in the classes every single day, and whenever they're doing something unique or special, she's telling that story. So we don't think so much in terms of marketing slogans or strategies or trying to come up with this brand idea of who we are. We use what's happening day to day to tell our story and to share that with people. Yeah, we've been talking about this a lot, who we are. We've had a change in a head of school, and that affects kind of the vision of the school. I was just having this conversation yesterday that I think that authenticity, for me as a marketing person, I won't tell you that Marshall's the best school for your student, because it depends who your student is. And as a parent, deciding what your kid needs, what school they need to be at, what is the best school. For my daughter, Marshall's the best. And authenticity and talking about that is how I can talk on and on and on about how good this school has been for her specifically and why. And to go back to what Andrew was saying, that word of mouth, keeping connected with the people who are already champions of your organization or your business, those are your biggest marketing tool. Those are the people who are gonna tell people how great you are and bring new customers, new clients to you. So I agree with the part talking about how important it is to maintain those relationships and really invest in them, the long-term relationships. I don't know about questions. I was kind of late jumping on the webinar, so it's nice to just absorb and listen. And I love always.
That was great. That was really helpful.
Yeah, I love hearing other perspectives from other marketing professionals, how they approach things. There's always something to learn.
Amen. Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks, Matt.
Okay, well, Andrew, anything else to add to this wonderful session today?
No, I saw the chat and I completely agree. Again, word of mouth with the Cat Cafe, word of mouth is that massive thing. And with the inclusion of social media, it is amazing how anybody can really be an influencer. And the power of, even if someone has 100 followers and it's a loyal fan base, like that can bring new business. So engaging your community to interact on social is also super important. Of just, hey, we'd love showcase your meal or showcase your cup, or do these different things to get your community to showcase your product, because it gets out there so much easier for essentially free.
That's great. Well, Andrew, thanks again. This was really fantastic. You have done so much, and it's incredible how much you've done in, a relatively short professional career. So I think that's fantastic. If people want to be able to find you, we've got your contact information. Otherwise, they can find you via LinkedIn, via...
Yeah, LinkedIn, social media. I'm all over the place.
Yep.
Findenmarketing.com if you have any questions. Where I'm always down to chat, and I love the ideas of just sitting down with a business and coming up with ideas on how to improve. So don't hesitate to reach out.
That's great. Thank you. And they can probably also spot you at Chili Billy's on occasion.
Yes, I'm usually at one of the three.
And Rick, again, on behalf of everyone here today in the chamber, thank you so much for the support of the College of St. Scholastica, both with this series and everything else that you're doing in the community. Greatly appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Andrew. Great session. Thank you.
Absolutely. We will have this uploaded to YouTube. And so that should be up today at some point. So thank you all very much. This ends our program, and I really appreciate everyone taking time to join us.
Thank you.